No, let me introduce to you the one and only of many 33 RPM vinyls.
Rock and roll, jazz, soul music, show tunes, each has its own fans and followers.
Explain, Colleen? Well, Judy, thieves are stealing milk crates of all things, but you can see they are clearly marked as private property, this one belonging to Prairie Farms.
You see milk crates everywhere. You see your older cousin's record collection has records in it.
Settle back now, content, comfortable, well-fed, and ready for some fine entertainment. Is everybody happy? Then let's go. It's showtime.
Quite the intro there. My producer did good. So if you're tuning into the show, this isn't the King of Facebook show. That guy is on Friday nights at 8 o'clock, Sunday morning. This is a new show called Milk Crates and Turntables. All about music. Music, more music. That's all we're going to talk about. It's going to be a weekly thing. Mark Flynn, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. It's going to be a weekly program. Wednesday night might happen. It might be moved. I don't know. But we're going to talk about music and basically going to get your feedback. It's all viewer driven. So I think what this week's topic is right here at the bottom of the screen. What was the first album you owned? So that's how we're going to kick it off. If you can remember what the first album you ever owned was, you can just pop it in on the chat and we'll take it from there. You can call in. Some of you know what goes on Friday nights and Sunday morning. Others don't. Chris Pearl, what's up, buddy? What was the first album you ever owned? I don't see any milk. Ha! Gorilla. You'll see milk. Okay, Gorillas fans. I think I know who you are. Bob McGrath is listening. What's up, buddy? How you doing? So the first album I ever owned. So I had a bunch of albums with me and my brothers. My father dropped off, milk crates full of records when we were young, 8 and 9. Peter Frampton Live is a good one. That was a good one. The first album I ever owned that was mine personally, not myself and my brothers, was this gem from 1971, Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Okay, and this is not my original copy, but it is an original print, and you can tell by the cover. So on this show, we're going to talk about all the little intricacies too of vinyl records, things you might not have known about. Like Master of Reality has the subdued. Let me see if you can see it. Might see it in the light there. The letters, the spell Master of Reality. It came out in 1971. This is the green milk crate of pleasure. This is all the good stuff, yeah. So like this came out in 71. It's the first Black Sabbath album to ever have the words on the back, the lyrics on the back, as they continued to do that afterwards. But so yeah, that was a pretty intense album considering it came out. I got it in 71 and I was 8. A little advanced, I guess. What else do we got? Gorillas. I don't see any milk. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be one of those ones, huh? Meet the Beatles. That was your first album you ever owned. Nice. That was so. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Another good classic. Yeah. What else? So when you got these albums, let me know if you want to call in, if you want to type, just say like, Meet the Beatles, I got it from where? Because I'm always curious to know, like, did you get it as a gift? Did you buy it at Strawberries? Did you get it at the Singing Cricket in Winthrop, Mass? Did you have, just good stuff like that. But so this show basically is just, that's what it's going to be. It's all music related. Got it for Christmas. Yeah, that's usually, that's what my brothers and I used to do. We used to exchange albums for Christmas, which really made no sense because I'm gonna buy him an album that I like. So we all get to use it. Okay, one thing that we're not going to see or talk about on this show, and it's an open forum, it's viewer driven. Fuck Green Day, okay? No, don't get me going on Green Day. The most overhyped music group. They're just not worth my time. Green Day sucks. Anyways. My older brother handed me down. So that's another way to get things is, you know, your brothers have albums and they just kind of leave them alone and you kind of cherry pick them, you know. But what else we got? You said Meet the Beatles. Yeah, Scott Deathridge, thanks. You want to ruin the show right off the bat. So, let's see. What do we got here? Let's see. Yeah, you can love them all you want. I'm not even. You drag me down that rabbit hole, Scott Deathridge. Yeah. I'm not gonna use that language. So this, you threw me off my game already. See again. I'm trying to have a format, and that's another thing. We got this studio. Why not create content, right? No one else is really doing it. No one I know. So I figure, what the hell? Try to entertain the people. Let's make Facebook good again. It never was great, but let's make it good again. Let's just, you know, entertain the people. What's the topic? Here we go. That's my friend Amy. I love Amy. What was the first album you owned that was yours? Yours and yours alone. Not you shared it with your brothers or sisters. Yep, that's kind of, I should keep that up there. See, thanks for keeping me on my toes. You were always good at that. You were. Anyways, I digress. So what else is out there? Well, okay, if that was the first album you owned, what kind of system did you have? What kind of turntable did you play it on? Was it, so you got this, like what was the song that turned you on to that album? So when I got Master of Reality, let me go over here. Let's go over here. I'll tell you what, this right here just took me, I was 8, 9 years old when this song, it's the first cut, side one, and sometimes music changes you when you first hear it, but I'll tell you what, this song was it. So I'm listening to Sweet Leaf when I'm like, I'll just say 9, and I have no fucking idea what it's about, but it absolutely grabbed me and pulled me in, and I never forgot that. And then I realized later on it's about weed, and then it made sense. I didn't get it at first. I really didn't. I'm like, oh, Sweet Leaf, like, what's that? What kind of tree does that fall off of? 9, listening to this. Let's see. Frampton Comes Alive. That's a classic album right there. Frampton Comes Alive was actually the first. Frampton Comes Alive was the first cassette ever to go platinum. So there you go. Little insider information. First cassette to go platinum was, and of course the album was the big deal. You know, 2 records. It's one of those albums though that I would say, you know, everyone says, and it has a lot of great songs on it. It does. But it's one of those albums where you only remember a couple of songs from it. Right? If everybody knows the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack was, you know, was phenomenal. Oh my God, Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Actually, John Travolta took stock. He, instead of taking payment, he took partial payment for the movie. He said, I want some of the rights to the album, the soundtrack. So he got paid that way, and it profited him well. But that's a 2-record set that you only remember 4 songs from. But there's the 4 disco songs are so classic that you think that the whole album is good. It's pretty much disco garbage, the rest of it. And I like disco. I would listen to disco. I listen to classic rock. I listen to heavy metal. I listen to hip hop. I listen to some jazz. I don't really understand jazz too much. But let's get over here. Let's see what we got. That counts. That's a. How come I never knew that? Let's get some. Now that's a classic comedy album. That is absolutely, that counts. That's a classic comedy album. I would put that up there with Cheech and Chong's Big Bamboo. Everybody had it. Everybody had Steve Martin, Let's Get Small. And if they didn't, they borrowed it from somebody. And you knew every joke, word for word, the delivery, all of it. So yes, that definitely counts. That counts. Well, who else is out there? Go ahead, tell me. Disco Rules. That's Steven Inza. Disco Rules. Yes. Let me tell you something about disco. You know, you can knock it all you want. And maybe for the lack of lyrical integrity or intelligence, but disco was some of the most well-produced music you'll ever hear. And disco music was not easy to produce. A band can get in there and do headbanger music, and it's gonna work. The Rolling Stones had this style, but disco, now you're talking about, you got to get people to dance, and you have to have a certain rhythm, a certain vibe to make it a hit. There's a lot of disco garbage, but good disco songs were extremely well produced. So I don't knock disco. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life, great album. That's a classic album. I actually personally say, and I've caught heat for it, that Stevie Wonder was the most talented individual artist on record, in rock, in music. Stevie Wonder, Prince is up there. I put Prince, you got 1 and 1A. But Stevie Wonder was the original. Stevie Wonder played all instruments. He was blind. And the guy could actually, he killed it in everything he did. So I think he was the most talented artist. What else do we got? I have that, yeah. Who's in the house? Pat, yes, sir. Digger Gordon, Led Zeppelin 1. Yes, absolutely. Classic album. Where did you get it? That's the question. So let me see, what else do we got down here? Jay Giles Band. So you guys are getting the hang of it now. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was rock. You could consider him rock. He kind of covered a bunch of genres. He's that guy that could cross over, like Prince could cross over. Not many people could do that. Let's see. Dance. Unless that's the name of an album, Eric. The answer is no. Let's see, what do we got? Did I miss something? Okay, so sometimes I see this scroll, I see the chat, and then afterwards I watch the show, and I see this stuff that doesn't come up. So if I miss your message, sometimes it doesn't come up in the scroll, but it will come up after the show. Let's see, what do we got? Proof is you like you too. Okay, this was the place in Winthrop that everybody got their stuff. This was, I got John Lennon Mind Games. I swear it was on a bootleg 8-track because they had like a lime green cover with print. I think the guy did it on a typewriter. Yeah, I think they were bootlegging at the Singing Cricket, but that's okay. Let's see what we got. The Cars, well, the first purchased album. See, that's what I'm looking for. Tell me what you got. Like, tell me where you got it. What's up there? Jay Giles was the best. That's debatable. And that's another thing. The Tramps. Yeah, the Tramps were a good disco. They were well produced. They were a well produced band. That's why they got where they got. You know. Singles was an early. Okay, Singles is it's like a greatest hits, and I'm gonna cover greatest hits albums, but I'll touch on that. That is a phenomenal album. Phenomenal. There's not a bad song on Squeeze Singles. That's just a great, and it has a lot of good memories that goes with it too. Yeah, and that's another thing, memories from albums. See, this show is going to cover a lot of topics. Every week will be a different topic. And again, it's viewer driven. Oh, here we go. Getting my Massachusetts people in. Mark Finn got his Cars album at the Liberty Tree Mall in Danvers. Da-da-da-da. Yep, Sabbath does rock. Yes, they do. Yep. So, what else are we missing here? Let me see, I'm going to scroll up, see if I missed anybody's stuff. Led Zeppelin 1. I got a new message. Boston's first album, another classic. I mean, these are the albums that, and again, this is the first topic for the first show. And I'm testing the nights. Wednesday night seems like a good night. It's midweek. Nobody's doing anything, I don't think, on a Wednesday night in the wintertime. Up in the Northeast. Just saying. So this is gonna be, there'll be discussions here, and you can call in. Somebody want to call? Just call in, and then we'll talk. The good thing about music is nobody ever left a music debate mad. It's all a matter of how you feel. What do we got? My boy Evan Cohen, my New Yorker, Jay and the Americans. His uncle was in the group. This magic man. So my buddy Evan Cohen is an interesting character. I love him like a brother. He is, and I'm going off topic here, but I got to give him his props. Evan Cohen, I worked with him in customs since I met him in 2000. He was the greatest customs officer I ever worked with. The guy taught me more than I ever thought I would know. But he also, like, okay, his uncle was in the group Jay and the Americans. His aunt was the costume designer for, like, movie studios and rock stars. So he's a pretty interesting dude. I love Evan. Thanks for the input, buddy. Thanks. Aerosmith is the first album I personally purchased. Can't remember where. My parents brought me to meet the Beatles. Wow. Look at that. Oh, bought you. I thought it brought you to meet the Beatles. I'm like, I never knew that. That's pretty good. But yeah, you don't remember where. So I remember going, like my mom, on my birthday, December 18th, when I was a kid, she'd let me take the day off from school, and we would take a taxi over to Northgate in Revere, Massachusetts. And I believe Zayres was over there, a store called Zayres. And I remember one, it was probably my 10th or 11th birthday. And I always bought an album. And I was a huge David Bowie fan at a very young age. Like, I bought The Man Who Sold the World, okay? I know adults that don't even own that album. It's not an obscure Bowie album, but it's not but that's how much of a Bowie fan I was. So I think it was Zayres in Northgate. Yeah, that's where a lot of us went to buy records. If we weren't getting the bootlegs from the Singing Cricket, I just kind of thought that. Let's see, what do we got? Beatles, 1965, Suffolk Downs. Yeah. They come up with, you see those music posters every once in a while. Let me see. We got, I don't remember the first album I bought, but you have it. I know, Judy. Thank you very much. And that will be another topic. Behind me, I have some milk crates, but I have a huge now collection of vinyl records. You've seen me post it on Facebook. But I can't take credit. I take donations. Like, I'll take your old records. And that's what some people have done. They've donated them to me. Because records were made to be played. And people, they find their records, and those are a part of your childhood. And Judy was one of the people. My collection is a collection of collections, if that makes any sense to you. And I love it. And every one of those albums is out. It's in my display. I don't like, and that's another topic, albums north to south, or do you like the cover facing out, right? I like the cover facing out, the record store look. It takes up a little more space, but yeah, so my vinyl record collection is a collection of collections. Mine being one of them. Mine was small, but so yeah, again, thank you, Judy. Thank you. And they're all being taken care of, like children. Trust me. All my siblings older, all the Beatles albums, Neil Diamond, Rolling Stones, Eagles, Carole King, yep, got all those. Let's see. The best, I love it. Yeah, I mean, if you're ever in the Boca Raton area, the KOFB studio is right here. You know? Come to Casa McVera 2.0. It's all, the doors are always open. And if you want to donate a record collection, I'm not too shy to say I'll pay for shipping, because records need to be played. They need to be put out. I feel bad for records when I do, like you see them sitting in the attic or sitting in a garage or down in the basement, and they were a big part of your childhood. Vinyl was a big part of our childhoods, and people have them and they keep them, but it's kind of like the old doll that gets kind of put away in a chest, right? You open the chest 20 years later, oh, remember this when I was a kid, but where does the doll go? Back in the chest. I want to take care of vinyl records. I really do have a passion for vinyl records. And if you have, just direct message me. If you have a collection that's just sitting there and it's not, it's not doing anything, because records were made to be played. That's the bottom line. They're good to look at, but they're better to listen to. How many albums do I have? Whoa. It's probably upwards now of maybe 500. Yeah, 400, 500. I have to count them, actually. Let me see. Nilsson, The Point. Okay, Nilsson. Wow, that's an interesting album. Let me see. I think we talked about Leach Marcel's. All right, what do we got, Evan? What does YW mean? I still have that. I don't know. I lost Evan's comment. Let's see. What do we got? All my good stuff was on 8-track. You know what? 8 tracks is a whole, again, that's another conversation. My father was pretty good at bringing us quality equipment. Now, I don't remember what kind of turntable we had. I know I had my own setup, and that's another topic. What kind of setup did you have for another show? So my father made sure we had an 8-track recorder. We could record off the radio onto an 8-track and erase like any other 8-track. And we were listening to these things. Like I had a beanbag chair in what we called my middle room, and I had a pair of headphones that I come to find out later were pretty expensive. They were Harman Kardon headphones. And I would just thumb through these collections and listen to all this music. And we had the 8-track player, and it was a key part of the collection. I watched, Leo Haskell says Bob Seger. See, this show's going to be full of some stories, too. I watched Leo Haskell literally take a bite out of a Bob Seger vinyl record. You know how hard that is to do? Did you ever try to break a vinyl record? It's not like those old days, those 70, whatever they were, 74s, where you drop them, they break like that glass. This dude put the album in his mouth and bit and bent. And I'd say he took a bite out of the album. He didn't like Bob Seger. He really didn't like him. That proved it to me. I never forgot that. I was amazed. I've seen a lot of stuff in my life. I really have. That one I never forgot. So Leo, buddy, you are on my Hall of Fame of memories. And that's no lie. I don't even think you remember. I think you were pretty drunk when you did it. But hey, weren't we all back in the 80s? And we'll leave the 80s at that. Me and my arrow. Yeah, wasn't that a cartoon also? So let's see. What do you want to do? You want to start collecting? Hey, it's not hard. Vinyl records. So the thing with vinyl records is nobody's getting rich off their collection. They're really not. I mean, a lot of people hang on to them. They're like, I got Led Zeppelin 1. Okay. And that's no shot at you, Pat D. Yes, sir. Greatest quarterback ever to come out of Winthrop High School, Hall of Fame. No one's getting rich off the record collection. There's no albums out there like a Mickey Mantle rookie card or a Wayne Gretzky rookie card or a Michael Jordan. Albums they're not worth a lot. You can go in because of the vinyl craze that happened over the last, I think going probably 5 years now. The vinyl's kind of making a comeback. You go into these thrift stores and antique stores, and they'll have like a Led Zeppelin album that's in shitty condition. It's like $35. It's not worth $35. It's really not. If it's in mint condition, then it's $35. If in good condition, even. Mint condition, maybe more, but you don't just buy what you want. There's plenty out there. There's plenty of ways to look for it. There's an app called Discogs, DISCOGS, and that's that's a great app. There's a lot involved in that app that I'll get into another time. Cape Cod Coliseum for concerts. Concerts will be a topic. Yes, Jack Calabrese, and this story might come up again later. The Cape Cod Coliseum. Jack Calabrese and I left. We were at Johnny Farmer's keg party on a Saturday in the summer, and it's probably around 4 o'clock, and we had been drinking all. It was a house party. My brother Colin had the '78 Camaro. Okay, so Jack Calabrese says, "Hey, you want to go see Def Leppard?" I said, "Where are they?" He goes, "Down at Cape Cod Coliseum." And we're in Boston, right? Pretty much. I said, "Sure." He goes, "How are we going to get there?" I said, "Hold on." So I asked my brother Colin, "Can I have give me the keys to your car?" He goes, "Why?" And he was trashed. I said, "I'm going down the Cape to see Def Leppard." He throws the keys at me. True story. Throws me the keys and says, "If you get caught, you stole it. You're on your own." So me and Jack have a cooler full of beers. We're 16 years old, right? Maybe 17. He's younger than me, so he was like 15. I didn't have a license, by the way. But you got away with shit like that back then. We drive down to Cape Cod Coliseum, and we see Def Leppard and Crocus back them up. So we buy those British flag, that Joe Elliott had, the sleeveless British flag t-shirts, and we were the shit for I drive around on my moped that my girlfriend Annie O'Brien used to steal from me. Well, she borrowed it, I think. I don't know. I'm only kidding. Yeah. So Cape Cod Coliseum, that's concert stories are good. See, concert stories is going to be a call-in too. Nice. Hey, my buddy Andy Mora from Australia. What's up, buddy? You're the best. Yeah, you're a Smiths fan. That's how I met Andy Mora. See, I'm a big Smiths fan. He's a big Smiths fan. I'm in Florida. He's in Australia. He bust my balls on one of the groups that were the Smiths groups, but I kind of thought it was pretty funny. Hey, look at that. Now we're buddies. We're good buddies now. He busts my balls every day. That's okay though. He's Australian. I think they just do that. I don't know. So let me see. I'm getting off my my topics here. I don't know where I'm at. Let's bring up the topic again. So I'm just working my way through this. This formatted show is a little different. The King of Facebook show is kind of off the wall. Anything goes. That guy, I'd let him have the 8 o'clock spot on Friday nights. Maybe I'll do this show after his show. Maybe one Friday night. See how that works out. He leaves the studio, I come in, and we'll see how that turns out. But right now I'm just trying to find a good spot for this show. I think it's an interesting show. There's plenty to talk about. Music is music, and I have a lot of knowledge of music. You guys, I'm sure, have a lot of knowledge on music. But let me see, what do we got? First time caller, long time listener, Mikey Manning, my childhood buddy. Many a street hockey game, street football, and Mikey Manning. Yes, we go back to the early 70s, buddy. Yeah. There's certain things you just can't get rid of, and childhood friendships are one of them. Although I haven't seen Mikey in 30, 40, I don't even know. Still my friend, buddy. He's still my friend. If we were friends when we were kids, we're friends now. Because I didn't give you a reason to unfriend me. It's usually my fault. But, hey, what are you going to do? Mikey, what was the first album look at these, he's 50 years old, and I'm calling him Mikey. You'll always be Mikey to me. What was the first album you ever owned, Mikey? This show is formatted. No, it has a loose format. What do we got? Kiss Alive, aka Gretzky. Yeah, well, that's Gretzky. Yeah, Buddy Tal, greatest air guitarist ever. I'd love to get him on the show. I'd love to get him on, do a little air guitar act. I'm sure he might be up for it. We'll see. What else we got? First time call, on the same page. Well, shit, you know what? This has been that's a half hour. That's basically the time that I have to do this. I don't want to drag them on. So listen, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm going to try to do this once a week. Like I said, Wednesday nights right now. Maybe I'll do two, maybe I'll do one after the King of Facebook show, Friday night. See how that goes. because what I want to do is create content. I want to give people something different on Facebook. And no one I know is doing it, so I figure, what the hell? I got nothing else to do. So I want to create content for you guys to watch, to participate in, other than just the usual Facebook stuff. Oh, and we're streaming over 4 platforms as usual: Facebook, YouTube Live, Twitch, and Periscope as we speak. So, the crossover platforms is good. And, yep, Cheap Trick. There you go, buddy. So listen, I want to thank you guys for watching, and share this. Hit the share button. Let people, let people know this is out there. And hopefully, it catches on. Look, I'm not looking to go viral. I'm not looking to make money. I'm not looking to be, look at me. I just want to create content. I like doing it. I like entertaining people. I got this facility right here. I got the equipment. So why not do it, right? What the heck? And hopefully you enjoy it. And if you do, you do. If you don't, like the King of Facebook show, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But his is, but it's some people's black coffee. And if you're watching this show, you're a black coffee drinking motherfucker. Yeah, that's the King of Facebook. I love his show. That guy got energy. I'll tell you what. So, all right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the share button if you like it. Let people know the show's on Wednesday nights right now at 8 o'clock, midweek. And the King of Facebook is, Friday night, 8 o'clock. Tune in. He has, the King of Facebook this week has the Philippine heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight wrestling champion on the show. It's going to be the first split screen show. And the guy's from Parts Unknown. We can't get any information on him. I got the producer of the show looking into it, but we can't find any information on this guy. But he's going to be on the King of Facebook show Friday night at 8 o'clock. So tune in. It's going to be interesting. Then, of course, Sunday morning, Coffee with the King. And next Wednesday, Milk Crates and Turntables. All right, I'm going over. I'm 4 minutes over. All right, guys. And that's a wrap. Studio audience, thank you. And good night.